Wizkid and Justine Skye together on Skin Tight. It is a hit selector on Sanyu FM 88.2. I am Crystal, and I have my guest right here in front of me on Celeb Select. I'd like to welcome Raba Daba to the show.
Hey. What's happening, Sanyu? Glad to be here.
It's nice to have you.
It's always a pleasure coming here. This is like home. This was like our beginnings came from here.
Tell people.
Our beginnings came from here. Like the first time I think I walked into a radio studio, right?
Yes, radio studio.
Wait, this must have been the very first one. Mm-hmm. My very first one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
It's good to have you here today. How's your weekend going?
My weekend, this one's calm. It's mellow. It's cool. It's all right.
So it's all chilled.
Right. It's all chilled.
All chilled.
Yeah.
Well, we want to know more about you, what you've been up to, and we even go as far back as where you were born, because we want to know what made you. Yeah.
That far back.
Yeah. Where were you born?
Well, that far back. I was born in Kampala, Uganda, Mulago to be exact.
You're a Mulago baby.
I'm a Mulago baby. Schooled. I went to a ton of schools.
Why so many?
Because I was a little bit of a loose canyon, if I may say. Just a little bit wild. I was in Bugandi Road, I was in Kampala Parents, I was in Lohan Academy. That was primary.
Okay.
Secondary, I was aside from Greenwich, I went to St. Lawrence, then I went to Mengo, then I went to Aga Khan, then I went to Baziga, but then I finished from Greenhill again. Yeah. Okay. Then I went to uni. I went to Makerere University for uni, and then after uni, I jumped onto the streets. I jumped into the music hustle.
The music hustle.
Yeah.
Let's go back. When you say you were a loose cannon, would your parents agree?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, man. At a certain point, my dad didn't want to know anything about me. He was like, he's going to spoil the rest of the kids. You go big, take him to his mother.
What had you done? At that point, because it sounds like there were many things.
You really want to know?
Yes, of course.
Wow. Well, I had decided. There's what they call term X. So I was in senior 4, and I was really tired of the school I was in. Like I wasn't having it. So I wasn't really having it. Like I'm done. So they wanted us to be at school, but it was holidays, and these are the holidays. I gotta have my fun. I have to party. I have Club Silk she's made. Those days. So I decided to get the money that was for term X, and I rented myself a pad, a house.
Excuse me?
Yes, at 16. Yes, I rented myself a house. Now, yes, I was...
Oh, wait, just real quick. Instagram live right now. You need to see this. You need to actually see this.
So...
Crystal A. Newman on Instagram live. You rented a pad.
So, I rented a pad. It wasn't a big pad. It was a small pad. It was really tiny. But, it was my space, and I was doing my thing. I was, having my fun. I was going to the club. This is 16. Yeah, we started wilding out very young. At like 13, 14, we were doing the trans days, the boys, and blah, blah, blah. So, by the time we got to senior 4, we were trying to do the big boy things. We want the big boy moves. So, you got to hit Club Silk. I mean, that's where it pops. So, somehow kids escaped from school and came to my house, and they went to the club, and then when they were supposed to go back to school, they got caught while they were getting back into school. I was at my pad.
Okay.
So kids, there were boys and girls. The girls got a few strokes of the cane, and I want this guy's out. So
it all came out.
Yeah, it all came out. So that is how I got into trouble, and I finished. I got expelled during the holidays.
Was that the first time you were expelled?
No,
or before it was like expelled,
it was suspensions. My mom. If I could get my mom to come here and sit and talk, she'd be like,
she probably needs it. She needs to let some of this off.
No, she just tells everybody, he was meant to be. That is him. He was meant to do things like that. I've always been the no, I wouldn't say outcast. I always want to be the I always want to stand out from the rest. I always want to, I want to be the outstanding student in the classroom. In that, I will stand outside class to prove that. You know what I mean? So that is pretty much me.
Mm-hmm. You said your dad was like, this one is going to spoil the others.
Yes.
How many siblings do you have?
Oh man, I come from my dad's Muslim. I come from an Islamic family.
Now let's start with your name, the one that you were given when you were born.
My name is Faisal. My real name is Faisal Seguia. Yeah, son to Adam Seguia. We are 9.
Are you doing the math right now?
Yeah, we're 6 from we're 6 from moms. There's one before moms. That's 7. There's 3. There's 4. So yeah, that's about 11.
So coming from that Muslim background, it must have been really tough for your parents.
Well, yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
So did you and your dad like mend fences?
Well, after the name became a household name of sorts.
He's like, that's my son.
Yeah. That's my son. You see. Yeah, even now, like, but we're cool. Even a couple of days ago, we don't talk too much, but every so often we talk. So he texts me, he texts me, oh yeah, I heard you want something, blah 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 blah. Oh, da. So yeah, we're cool. We're pretty cool.
Growing up, was it like a very strict household? That's why you rebelled so much, because it was so strict?
Yeah, it was very strict. But my siblings, we're all like, they're all modern, because I'm like this because of them. Like, that's how I got to listen to music. That's how I got to learn about music.
Okay.
Because at a very tender age, my big brothers used to listen to music a lot. Is it the boombox that plays the tapes?
The
tapes,
cassettes.
the cassettes. Yes. That was there at home. So when they would be on holiday, they used to buy these tapes. So whenever the parents were not around, they used to play this music. They used to play a lot of Shabba. They used to play a lot of Patra. My elder sister was crazy about Black Box. So it goes all the way back to then.
And that's when you were little.
No, I was very little. So when they would go back to school, the boombox would be there. And I was in primary. I was in day school. So every time I had the chance, I'll press play.
Okay.
So that's how it came back to me in high school. It kept coming back. So
that's where the seed for the love of music was sown,
yes,
right?
That's
and your love for dancehall.
Well, yeah, that is exactly where it came from. I'm a bit of a mix. I love hip hop and dancehall. I would say I wouldn't actually say hip hop and I love music as a whole. Music as a whole is beautiful.
Okay, so who are you listening to right now? Just like examples.
right now I listen to pretty much everything. Like there's you know how music keeps coming out. There's a lot of new music every other
day.
week, every other there's new music. So I listen to Vibes Cartel a lot.
Okay.
I always have and I always will. But when I lean over to the hip hop side, yes, the Future is doing his thing. Montana definitely is doing his thing. Kendrick is the real hip hop. When it comes to trap,
and the layers and layers on Kendrick's lyrics.
He's something else.
Yeah,
he's something else. But yeah, when it comes to trap, I think Future is holding it down.
Well, that brings me to actually your first request then on the show today. You picked a Future song.
Yeah.
Mask Off.
Mask Off. It's man, the flute got me on that one. I didn't care about anything else in that song, but the flute, it's just there. Okay. It's awesome.
All right, I'm chatting with Raba Daba right now on Celeb Select. His first request, Mask Off from Future.
Where the music don't stop.
I love this station.
88.2 Sanyu FM.
Now, you were saying that your older siblings, your big brothers, had this boombox, cassette player, and they used to leave behind the music when they'd go back to school, right? And you'd listen to that.
Correct.
And then your love for music came back later in school.
It kept coming back. So later in school.
How young were you when you started like performing or just
performing? Performing was high school.
Okay.
But I kept listening to music through and through because now I was going back home from Green Hill, day school, and I'm in the old taxi park, and I see a Walkman, and I'm like, wait a minute. So that means I don't have to be. Everyone doesn't have to hear what I'm listening to when I'm at home. Because I
get in trouble at home?
Well, yeah, because I used to turn it up a notch a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I used to turn it up a notch. So I was like, oh, so now I can listen to my own. So I got it. I found money and then I got it.
That I found money. I wonder
Yeah.
how it was found.
I don't ask, but I found money and then I got it. I bought it. So yeah, I that is when our Red Rat and Mr. Vegas were all over the place, you know. So I kept listening. So breaking it down to like proper all through like high school. I used to, when they would be like, what would they call them, like talent shows?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I used to jump on stage and do.
But you would mime?
And do, yes, it would be miming first. That is before I deciphered how to make music. So I used to get on stage and sing, you know, other people's songs and yeah, all those Red Rats and Vegases and blah blah blah. Killer Medino, blah blah blah.
Videos of the
No, fortunately not. Fortunately not. No, that time videos weren't really, you know,
okay,
really,
these
really.
pictures.
Pictures, yes. Pictures, yes. So it's in high school when, you know, I offered literature. That's when my high school teacher told me. My literature teacher was like, you know, he's like, this poetry, music is it's you know, this all these people you listen to, these rappers and all, it's rhythm and rhyme.
Wow.
And
okay.
you know, he's the one that actually told me that you can make a song if you want to.
Your literature teacher.
My literature teacher.
Wow.
So he gave me an assignment to write a poem, and I wrote the poem. I went back home and wrote a poem and came back to school, you know, Monday, and I had the poem and I'm like, boom, it's there. And he's like, it's very good. Then I'm like, so how? Then it's like, now what you have to do is you have to find a way of putting this onto those instrumentals, onto instrumentals.
Was he also like a music teacher?
No, he wasn't a music teacher. He was just a literature teacher.
In you.
And he saw it. He did. He saw it. And I went back home, and there was the Diwali rhythm that was really popular those days, and I just tried to put this stuff onto the Diwali rhythm. I'm 17. I'm in senior 5. I'm 17, and I have my, you know, now it was a Discman. It wasn't a.
We had moved.
Yeah, we had moved from the Walkman. It was a Discman now. So I listened to this thing, and you know, I put my stuff and I went on. Then, you know, there comes this style. She was like, the next time your class is presenting, you have to do this. You have to do this thing.
Your own song.
Yes, your own song on that stage. I was like, okay. So it was homework. So I go back home and I push myself. So yeah, then the time for, you know, our class comes and, you know, they give me the mic. And
Were they nervous?
Hey, I was sweating like I don't know what, like I've been sweating in a pool or something, man. So I jump on stage and I do it, and everybody was like, "Wow, this guy, you need to take it seriously." Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, so that was the first time. That was when I did that. It all came back after in uni now, because now I did not know about production. All I knew is how to write some stuff down and put it on a beat. Yeah.
So were you writing a lot of music at that point?
I was just writing a lot of stuff, poetry. I was just writing a lot.
Okay.
I just kept writing, and I still did not know. It was all English. I still did not know how to put it in. How to decipher it into Luganda. So it all comes from somewhere, but
so
that was the beginning.
Journey.
It was a journey, yes.
So speaking of, you used to write poetry and all that. Do you have any of those notebooks now? Do you ever get a chance to go back?
There's a book. Yeah, there's a certain book I have, but I don't look at it much these days. Nah, I don't look at it much these days. I don't look at it. Nah, I don't.
Moved on.
Yeah.
Like 100 times better.
Yeah. One of those things, yes.
So what about university?
Uni, that is when I learned how to that is when I got into the studio for the first time. Yeah.
Okay.
I met these guys, they were very popular at the time, Gatimo, Grace and Paragon. They did a Nyako Manyi. So when the same uni, like actually I was in the same hostel as Gatimo, you know, Akamwesi. So after my schoolmates knew, you know, that I do this stuff, and they knew about this song and Yakuman, they're like, yeah, you should link up with those guys and see, you know, you never know. But so I go, you know, I meet the guys, of course they test me out and they check me out. They liked what I was doing. So I was the underdog. Like I was the one who used to hold their CD. I used to I used to follow them everywhere they go. So I used to like watch them. Like I just learned a lot from them. So that is they gave me a verse on one of their songs. The first song was that was the first song I actually voiced. It was called Nakati. Yeah. So that is how the whole jumping into studio comes in. I met those guys and we went to Good Enough Studios. What was his name? Eddie of Ngoni at the time, and yeah, I got it.
At that time, did you think you were going to do it seriously, or you were just experimenting?
I was just experimenting at the time. I was just testing the waters. I didn't know like how I was not taking it as serious as I ended up taking it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just love the part about, your literature teacher, because many people look back and there's that one person who's able to like push you and see something inside of you.
He's kept contact. He's kept in contact to date.
That's nice.
He was actually like when I came out, when I broke out, he was like, I knew.
Oh.
He said he knew. He said there was something he could see. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Second request right now. Second request. Samantha.
Yeah. I'm really feeling he's out of everybody in coming from in Africa right now, or coming from the Nigerians are really ruling the African scene.
Yeah.
So I'm coming from there. Yes, Wizkid has been on point for a minute. Yes, the video has made his comeback. But this kid, this techno guy, he's...
it's interesting how I've interviewed so many different artists and they all say techno.
I think techno is because I respect people who make their own music. This guy, he makes his own music. He made If for the video. You have to give respect. You have to give credit where it's due.
All right.
You know what I mean? He's really... He's got it. And when you can make music, then you rule the sound. Like you know what to give the people. You know exactly what they want. So he's gonna be here for quite some time.
Oh, I like. Okay, Samantha, techno.
We're going in, baby. Oh yeah, Slim Daddy City. Yeah. I said my baby, they give me ginger. Number one for the matter. She no follow her, no doubt. She's my only lover.
Oh yes, it's the hit selector on Sanyu FM, and I am Crystal chatting with Raba Daba right now on Celeb Select. Now you're talking about how, like, from way back, you're writing your own lyrics and your poetry, because music essentially is poetry.
Yes, I think so. It is.
Part of it.
It's rhythm and rhyme.
When the mics were off, you said one of your regrets is that you didn't learn production.
Yes, that is the one thing I feel I let myself down on, or sold myself short for. Yeah, production.
Did you ever get the opportunity?
Well, not really. No, at the time, but the time we're coming out, production was for someone else, and all you do is focus on making the music. Yeah, but right now. If you can make your own music, you don't have to. You actually don't even have to produce for anyone else. You could just do your thing, and you just make beautiful music for people.
That's true, because you look at people like Neo, you look at techno. I mean, Major Lazer.
Major. That one is his household name, I think, worldwide. Production. Who
do you
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
Production.
And one of the things you said is that they know.
They know exactly.
DJs, they know what people want.
DJs, they know exactly the sound to give the people. They know the right sound that people are going to feel. A DJ is the person. We usually, when we get music, we take it to DJs first, and it's the DJ that will tell you this is going to be big, or he will tell you change a little bit. the DJs know exactly the right sound.
It's interesting because I think a lot of people underestimate DJs. I think, this is just someone who's just playing music, but they're very influential
we're
as well.
like two peas in a pod. We work with each other. It's impossible for a musician not to need a DJ. And at the same time, the DJs also need the musicians because we give them music. Yeah, so it's more like a win-win. Yeah.
And what about when it comes to the production process? Do you find like for yourself you can work with some people and there's some producers you've worked with?
Definitely,
and
not everybody catches your vibe. Not everybody understands what you do. Not like. Especially when you're starting to work with a person for the first time, it's always a little. It takes a little longer, unless the person is extremely good at what they do, or if the person has listened to you for some time. That is when it's like boom, boom, boom. It's pretty fast. But sometimes you could go to the studio with a vibe, and the producer doesn't. The producer is not in your vibe exactly, and sometimes they can. Sometimes they can derail the song to a totally different angle. Like you usually have a sound in your head when you go there. You usually have a video, you know what you want. Sometimes it's possible not to get what you want. So at the end of the day, you just have to, I think, find the right producers that give you the right vibe, the right producers that give you the sound you really want. Like your vision. So you're supposed to settle. You can't settle for less. That's why if you could make your own music, you're 100.
Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
Yeah.
So you talked about when you started recording, you were just tagging along,
Yes.
Following others.
Yeah.
Then you started to come out on your own.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, at a certain point we became a group, and the name was Spontaneous. Me, Gatimo, and Paragon. Grace left. She decided to do her own thing.
Yes.
So Paragon left and went to the States to his wife and his baby mama. So the group remained two
Just the
people.
two
Now
of
just me and Gatimo. So we used to hustle for music, but Gatimo wasn't really into like the whole street hustle. He was more like the 9-to-5 guy. Like actually right now he's.
And did he like his time in the studio also?
Well, he liked it both, but his focus wasn't really this side, and my focus was totally I gave it my all. I gave it my 100%. Like I live music, I breathe music, I walk music, I think music, I eat music. I'm all about music.
Okay.
So everybody was like, but why don't you just do your own? As in, people started telling me, why don't you just do your own thing? Because when it came to the videos, I was the one hustling to put like the first video for Spontaneous. I made it myself.
Okay.
Yeah, my cousin has an events company. I just went to the offices and told him I was hustling, being a cameraman at that time, and using that money for studio, because I pay for studio for that money, from that money.
Okay.
So I just got
so you
a
had
room.
a little bit of experience.
I got a room and just put newspapers all over the wall, and put the camera on a stand. I was a cameraman. I knew how to work a camera. The passion was 100%. You know what I mean? I gave you my everything. So at a certain point, people guys were like, "Ban, you're just dragging these people along. Just why don't you just go all in?"
Yeah.
So that was it. I sat down, and then by then we were working with Benon and Vampus. We had done a couple of songs from Swangs Avenue.
Yeah.
And Benon was like, yo, I want you to do a song. You do your own song. Those are some of the people that told me to just do my own thing. You do your own song. So I was like, okay. That's when my very first single was called Silubala. It's Benon that produced that song. So now from then, that's when when it got when people liked exactly what that was all about. That was my road to being Raba Daba as Raba Daba.
You broke out then. You broke out, and I mean, you even won the Raga Artist of the Year.
Yeah.
Was that 2010?
Yeah. Yes.
And how is it then? I mean, because all of a sudden, all this attention, fame.
Oh my days! That's the worst thing that can happen to anybody. Fame is one hell of a drug.
Whoa!
It's one hell of a drug. And the problem is, you can never know exactly how to deal with it.
And
because
to-
it's the first time. You first have to go through it and to understand exactly what it's like.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets to your head, when you can't walk on the streets, when from the borders to the taxi guys to the kids, going to school, to the kids at campus, everybody. This guy is driving a nice X6 BMW, but the girl seated in his car is turning and waving at you. It all gets to your head. It makes you think you're all the way, you're everything, like you're on top of the world. So it has its advantages and disadvantages.
Can it make or break you think?
It does. Fame. Well, I wouldn't say fame makes you. I think it's the music that makes you, but the fame can break you.
Can break you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then at that point, right, you have all this attention. Did you have like a lot of support from other musicians?
Yeah,
In the industry at that point?
I would
mean,
say
who
that.
would you credit for, giving you the boost
to
you
be
needed
honest,
then?
to be honest, the one person that showed me the way that I still roll with up to today is I look at him like a big brother. It's Vampos, it's Vampino. That's one guy like he showed like almost everybody. He's the first person that took me to Angenois. I'd never been to be honest. I'd never been to. That's why I still rock with him up to today. Like we're still 100% cool. Yeah. That's the one person, but I can't forget Benon, of course, because Benon was it was the two of them. Like Benon was like the mother, so maybe Vampos was like the father. Like Benon had his side when it came to the studio. Vampos had his side when it came to the hustle of promoting music on the streets. So I learned these things from the both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm going to ask you now for your next request.
Yeah.
Something from Bebe Cool.
Yeah, it's from Baby Cool. I give him credit because he's if there's one word, resilient, and I respect him for that because a lot has been said about this guy, but
People love him or hate him.
Yeah, hate him or love him, he's gonna stay him, and that goes for me too. Like hate me or love me, I'm still gonna be here and I'm still gonna do my thing, So yeah, that when you hear that's this song in the club.
Newman what? Ya the city muga ganyo. Ya the city muga ganyo. Jenny na chimala chenkole lange linyo. Panange chenkole lange linyo.
A lot of musicians say that's one of the hardest things, of being able to put out music videos to support.
It is. It's extremely hard because where the industry is going, it's very hard to have a hit song when it's just an audio. It's almost impossible right now, because of I think video, like what is it called? Video mixing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's very hard for you to and music is promoted in the clubs. So it's very hard for someone if the club is only doing video mixes, how are you going to take your audio to get it played? It's almost close to impossible. So you end up having to have a video. So it's and videos don't come cheap.
Nope.
It's like the biggest investment when it comes to an artist. The audio is it's not much, audio is say $500,000. You have a good song,
Especially you have a good producer, you have a relationship
$500,000,
going.
good producers are about $500,000. $500,000 you have a good jam. But now when it comes to the video, a good video, man, good video costs not less than 3 pieces, not less than 3 million.
Yeah.
So
if you have like 3 or 5 hot songs, and
that is
piles up.
Yes, it piles up. So yeah, you have to give credit for someone who keeps putting out, good audio, good video, good audio, and it's all over the place. You just have to give credit where it's due.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Now let's just go back to 2010. You were doing well, your household name, you're riding high, and then unfortunately in 2011, something happened. And that was a difficult time for you. For people who remember what happened, was it hard for you to come back from there?
Yeah, it was definitely. But at the end of the day, I think I just have to go back to the original me, and the original me is the music guy. So you just have to put out music. You just have to put out work, put out music, and if the people accept it and appreciate it.
Because you were saying that fame can break you. And one of the things that comes with the success and the fame is all this attention in tabloids, people trying to follow up on your life and what's going on. Did you feel at some point that you had to just remove yourself?
Definitely. At a certain point, would you say fed up? At a certain point, you get fed up of all that. So you can't be yourself,
Did you ever feel like, you wanted to just even give up this music thing?
Never. No, that has never crossed my mind.
So that means it's in you.
It has never crossed my mind, not even for 1 second. Yeah, not even for 1 second. Music, it's like...
It's the air you breathe.
It's very hard to come to my house and there's no music playing. From when I wake up, it puts me to sleep. It gives me a mood. It's everything. It takes whatever pain I would be having, it takes all of that away.
Music helped you deal with that difficult time.
Yeah, music is my everything. Music is my first love. Music is my first wife. Music is bae. Music
you say
is
that?
Yes. Music is bae.
Because speaking of love and bae, I mean, you got married, and again we saw that in
Yes.
tabloids.
Yeah.
And then
that's the thing. The thing with the music industry, it's very hard to you can't have a private life. You can't have a private.
You're in love.
Well, I'll say that. I'll say yes. I have nothing bad to say about my BMs. With all due respect, she's the mother of my kids. I can't, I can never discredit or I can never say anything bad about her. I respect her, and we are on good terms. The kids are being raised. The kids are okay and everything. They're not around. They're in the UK, but all is good, all is well. I talk to them, and
how old are they now?
My kids grow so fast, man. My son's turning 7.
Really?
Yes.
Already?
Yes. My daughter's turning 5.
Wow.
Yeah, kids grow pretty fast. But yeah, I
Do you
have
get to
nothing
see them
bad to say.
often?
Well, right now, thank God for technology. So the video calls, FaceTime is pretty much everything. But yeah, that's where we are right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you seeing someone else right now?
Yes, I am seeing someone. But I think it's always better. It's always better to leave them out of it, because it comes with a lot of criticism and a lot of they speculate. There's a lot that comes with it, and you're under the watchful eye. Like every little thing you do, they have lives. Like they should be able to be themselves. I shouldn't, just because they see me, it shouldn't drag them under the bus or anything. Like, because the industry does not take any casualties. Like,
sorry, I just need to ask one thing. This person, are they in music as well? Because
no.
sometimes it's easier to date someone who's in the same industry.
And on the other hand, I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think that applies.
You think you should be someone who's separate?
It's according to
the person. Okay.
It's according to me. I'm more comfortable being able to just talk to someone that doesn't have this stress, that doesn't have the pressure, that their heads are usually more they're more clear, if I may say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, so what are you working on at the moment?
At the moment, right now, we're dropping my latest single. We're dropping a video this coming week. We shot the video last week.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming out this coming week.
Yeah,
this coming week. And then there's Blankets and Wine.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah. I'm on it this time round.
Looking forward to that.
And people should come out,
So what can you say about, like, if I ask you right now to define yourself as a musician, who is Raba Daba?
It's very that's one of the hardest things to make for me. But cool, calm and collected. That's what I'll say.
Cool, calm
and collected.
Okay.
Yes.
So speaking from, where you started, from when you were little, listening to other people's music, to your literature teacher giving you some direction, and then you skyrocketed, and then you had that turbulent time.
Yes.
What have you learned on this journey that you can share with so many other people who look up to you? So many people,
Well, it's just one thing, that you never give up. Yeah, just never give up. Never give up for nobody. Never give up for no one. Never let anyone stop you from achieving your dreams or your goals or your ambitions, regardless of whatever could happen. You can never give up on yourself. It's one thing you can never do to yourself. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And thank you for being my guest on Select
Always.
Select
It's always a
today.
pleasure. It's always a
Yes,
pleasure.
had
It's
good
always a pleasure
time.
coming in here.
Especially hearing about the wild child that you were. I think I get to meet your mom. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now for your last song. Which is your own song.
My last song is my latest single. It's called Viange.
What's the story behind this one?
It's just a song about a guy who is just asking this girl to give him what's his.
To give him what's his?
Yes. She's been a problem. She's been a blunt. She's being passed around. So I wouldn't say he wants his turn. If I may say, yeah, pretty much.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. So please debut your song.
Yes. What's happening, everybody? This is my latest single, Biange.
When them see me, them come, them feel me. Really. Them killing Villa. Chichi chambani, chowra chambani, go chichi see, chotamani chompri da boko, babachin, the tuza butchering up pasta, kuchi do, timba some medicine. See the girl, them no love, you know. Them understand love, you know. Them give I man love, you know. Love.